everyone, and welcome to our April 18th regular meeting. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Publics Meeting Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given in the new scheduled meetings of the Spotswood Borough Council on December 28th, 2015. The new schedule was transmitted to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel. It was filed with the Borough Clerk of the Borough of Spotswood and posted in the municipal building located at 77 Summerhill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey. We'll rise for a salute to the flag and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Councilman Seeley.
Here.
Councilwoman Rhodes.
Here.
Councilman Ritchie. Councilman Service.
Here.
Council President Stolen.
Here.
Mayor Policino.
Present.
We have a set of minutes, April 4th, 2016 minutes.
Make a motion to move the minutes.
Second.
Councilman Seeley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes.
Abstain.
Councilman Service.
Yes.
President Stolen.
Yes.
We have an ordinance on second reading, ordinance 2016-7. Ordinance 2016-7 was posted in the Spotswood Municipal Building on April 5th, 2016, and advertised in full in the Home News Tribune on April 7th. A public hearing was set for April 18th, 2016. Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition and installation of a new server and backup server and building improvements to server rooms, appropriating $215,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $204,250 bonds and notes to finance a portion of the costs thereof, authorized in and by the Borough of Spotswood in the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey.
I need a motion to open this for a public hearing.
Motion to open to the public?
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes. Since this building was constructed back in, was it 2000?
Yeah. No.
We've had the same server, and it is way past its time for replacement. This server has all the borough computer programs running through it. It works for both the police department and for all municipal offices. So that's what this ordinance is funding. Any comments or questions on this ordinance? Seeing none?
Make a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes, I make a motion we pass this ordinance on second reading and publish it according to law.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes.
We have resolutions under consent agenda. Resolutions 2016-65 through 2016-70. Council President and council members, I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda for resolutions 2016-65 through 2016-70.
Make a motion to adopt the resolutions 2016-65 through 2016-70.
Second.
Councilman Seeley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rhodes?
Yes.
Councilman Service?
Yes.
Council President Stolen?
Yes. Comments? Ed?
Parade's moving right along. Memorial Day Parade, May 30th this year. Memorial Day, as always, starts at 1. The original start marching will be at 2. We're going to line up at Schweitzer's, proceed to the American Legion by the Lake. All the invitations are out. Everybody should be getting them all this week. The fire department's going to give me a hand this year, which I appreciate. And I look forward to everybody coming. Donations are starting to come in. They're being handled by the mayor's office. I thank you for that. And we have a float contest. I ain't going to disclose how much because it's easier to pay that out. But I hope somebody puts a nice float in there.
Thank you, Ed. Thanks for all you do to put this together. It comes around very often, very quickly, doesn't
It
it?
comes out too much. That's it.
The year rolls around very
But
fast.
we're one of very, very few towns that still have a parade.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're Irish on St. Paddy's Day, then everybody has one.
Well, thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Marge?
I too would like to thank Ed because, you know, our veterans are so important to this country, and it's only right and fitting that we do celebrate them and their work on behalf of all of us. So thank you, Ed, for putting this together for umpteen years and making it special for them. In our packets this week, we got from the Mayor's Wellness, Health and Wellness Council, which I am a part of. I represent Nikki there and the town, as well as I'm there for the job that I have at St. Peter's. And they're encouraging everybody to be active, right? That is very important to, you know, 1/3 of America is overweight or obese. And we need to pay attention to our health, because without your health, you have nothing, right? We all know that, especially as we're getting older. So they had a list of things that you can do to be active, right? Ciclovia is an event in New Brunswick where they close 3.5 miles of roads, and they have all kinds of activities. You can bicycle down the streets, you can play in the parks. There's all kinds of stuff. It's online that you can look up what is part of that. You can lead a walk in our municipality, and I know we used to have, when Jackie was in the we used to have Walk the Children to School Day. So those things that you can do.
We still have it. Yep.
Yes, they do? Good. They have the Recreation Department. Donna and Rich are here, and there is lots of activities to do with that. That they run every year. And Healthy Kids Day is being celebrated on April 30th at all the area YMCA's. These are all-day events where they have lots of health screenings, they have lots of activities to get you involved with your local YMCA's. And they talk about the Mayor's Wellness Campaign, which Nikki is very supportive of, and which we combine as the 25 municipalities in Middlesex County to work on initiatives, including access to health care, including increasing physical activity and nutrition for our population. Because between, we have 800,000 people living in Middlesex County in those towns, so it's important that we all get on the same page with health and wellness. The other thing I want to mention is Senior Center, Senior Citizen Volunteer Luncheon. Dawn and I attended, and Kate Leedy, her administrative assistant. What was it, Wednesday? Thursday? Thursday we were there. And there was 50 people there that attended who are all volunteers to help make that senior center run well. And every single one of them, from knitting hats for veterans for the veterans home, to teaching people how to do computers, to preparing tax returns, all of those 50 people contributed in some way to that senior center and the activities that are held there. So it was wonderful to be there. We handed out proclamations. We read a proclamation from the mayor and the council congratulating everyone on their volunteer work, and Dawn and I gave out hand lotions because the theme this year was helping hands, helping each other, and so we wanted their hands nice and soft to help each other. I also attended an event yesterday, and Richie O'Brien was there. It was at the Knights of Columbus, and it was a fundraiser for the charitable work that the Columbiates do in the community. And again, a wonderful thing, all volunteer driven, to raise money for those in this community that need help. And the other event I want to highlight is PTA Founders Day dinner is happening this week. And all of these organizations, their main goal is to make life better for all of us. And isn't that a wonderful thing, right? So be a volunteer. You'll see that you get as much as you give, and it really is the grease that makes the wheels run on this municipality. So that's all. I just wanted to highlight that.
Thank you, Marge.
You're welcome.
Leo?
Okay, the library is having a fundraiser April 20th at MJ's. It's for lunch and dinner. Percentage is going back to the library if anybody has time and wants to attend. That's all I have.
What date is that?
20th.
20th, this Wednesday.
Thank you, Leo. We had 4 meetings in a row, and at this one, I failed to mention that Ted Ritchie apologizes for not being able to make it tonight. He was hospitalized with a non-threatening condition, but he was just released, and he's home recuperating, and we all wish him well tonight, so I want to get that in. Mr. Mayor?
Nothing tonight, sir.
Dawn, anything?
Just a few things. Just a reminder that spring hydrant flushing is continuing throughout the month of April. This week, they're east of Adirondack, which would be like Summer Hill, Janice Drive, and Vaughan Avenue, that section. The spring DPW flyer has also been released, and it's available on our website. I followed up with the county today regarding feasibility of municipal projects. For those that aren't aware, we requested a mill and resurface estimate for Crescent Ave, Snow Hill, and Heffron. They're unsure if they can do municipal projects this year, but they are aware that we want to be on that list. I'll keep you posted.
Great, thank you, Don.
I'd also like to welcome our new part-time dispatcher, Catherine Urban, and our new EMT, Kat Rubino. And last but certainly not least, the 200 Club of Middlesex County is honoring EMT Hinal Patel at their 43rd Annual Awards Banquet on May 25th, 2016. That's all I have for now.
Thank you, Dawn. Okay, entertain a motion to open to the public.
Motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You aren't winning that race, John.
I want to go home, so I'm going first. Do I have to say it again? Jody Evanego, 123 Samansky Drive. Couple of quick things. One, I wanted to go back to the question. You said I had to wait till now, the wording. Could you explain that to me?
Well, we are starting to come up with ideas for the question. I think it's going to be very simple. It's not going to be convoluted. It's going to say something to the effect of, do you want to have a budget amount of so much to institute a full-time EMS service? So it's going to be something very simple like that.
Okay, but remember that I don't trust you.
Okay.
So will I be able to see that beforehand?
will.
Like, how does that work?
Council will have to vote on it before we have it on the ballot.
The council members vote on the wording, or they vote whether the people can see it?
We vote on the wording, and it will be public before it is voted on.
So yes, you would get to see it before it's voted on.
Do we, thank you, but we get to see it, but that doesn't mean we get a chance to change it, if I'm understanding you correctly.
You will
We get
have-
to see it, but you get to vote on it?
We will listen to input before we vote on it. But the
Okay.
council writes it.
Well, our legal counsel will assist us in
Yes.
drafting whatever it is we draft, Jody, because there's certain things we have to abide by.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. Okay. And when is that expected to be done?
Well, it has to be in before August, so I would expect sometime in July, one of our meetings in July,
We only have one meeting in July.
one meeting in July.
So you should shoot for July. Okay. That was that question. Then the scanner, I might be misinformed because apparently the scanner looks for bad guys. How
It's a
exactly?
camera that's on a patrol car that scans all plates that it sees around the car. It can be driving past while they're in traffic, so it's constantly checking plates to see if the car is registered. Are there any warrants out for the person that's driving it?
Got it. Okay. I'm okay with that.
Excuse me with that one. Just a case scenario, it just happens to be ironic that one of our employees at work today was arrested on the way to work because the state police scanner picked up that he had a warrant due when he drove by him. He saw the license plate, it came up his name, they pulled him over and bang. So it works
Probably
that
need a
good.
new hiring manager then. Just a suggestion.
I work in a landfill.
They probably need a scanner there to find some things.
Probably.
Okay. So the dispatcher calling out, if we employ 2 more people, how does that help when somebody calls out? Because will you then call those people that aren't scheduled?
Yes,
You have more cops on the road.
because otherwise we'd have to call,
If I'm scheduled to be the dispatcher and I call out today,
we would have to have an officer come in, possibly on overtime, to cover that.
correct. How does hiring you're not going to have, or are you going to have somebody on standby in case I call out?
No, we would have more employees of a pool to be able to call from and to have them come in.
What if they say no?
Well,
Then you
all
If you
kinds of
hire
scenarios.
me, if you hire me and I work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Jackie calls out on Thursday, and I go, no, I'm not coming in, and then you ask the next person, they're not coming in, then you're still putting an officer on, correct?
You're going to have to, yeah, because you're going to have to cover your back.
Listen, I'm not naive, I understand that gives you a bigger pool to pull from, but will they be, is it a possibility to have like, okay, you work Monday through Wednesday, and you're on call on Thursdays?
I don't, the chief is working out the schedule, and that's
I'm
his
just trying to think outside the box a little bit here.
That's his prerogative, how he tries to schedule.
Part-time dispatchers will know their exact schedules.
That doesn't mean I'm still not going to call out sick.
Yes, I know that, but they'll know their schedules, so their regular full-time job, they don't have to worry about their shift changing every week.
That might be
What?
Part-time doesn't have sick pay. In other words, if they call out, they're losing money too, so.
And it gives
True.
and it gives the other people an opportunity to make a little more.
No, I understand. I just didn't know if there was some, on call or whatever. And I understand, and I support that. I just didn't know. I have 3 more quick things. The ambulance that you referred to, Mayor, in 2013 that we recently acquired, we're talking about budgeting and saving money. It's 2016, and we're looking to get rid of it because we might not have EMS. So longitudinally, in 2013, that just wanted to draw attention to that. Next question that I need some clarification, and I think this was you, Dawn. The water sewer. You hired one guy at 56 with no license to replace 2 guys with licenses already?
Not to replace now. He's training and he's being groomed to replace one of them, because they're both expected to retire within the next 5 years.
5 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of training and a lot of licensing, huh?
Well, we hired somebody that already has a license, and he has to acquire 3 more over the next couple of years.
But he's also a flex employee,
Yes.
so he does more than one thing. He's not just sitting there waiting for them to retire.
No,
He's
no.
working at the road department and the water department. He's a flex employee.
Okay. And Marge, maybe you can help with this, because I'd like to end on kind of like a positive note. 'Cause don't worry, you're not the only people I give a hard time to. I've been going to the board meetings now lately. Somebody's got to run this town.
Election in November.
I'm just kidding. The high school, I don't know if you guys are aware of the changing of the start times because of busing. I don't know if you're aware of any of it. And I presented with them quite a bit of killed trees with information on them regarding the harm that sleep-deprived teens have. So when you're talking about getting the communities together, please put that on an initiative. The start times of school
I think East
is
Brunswick, there's a
ruining.
parent in East Brunswick that's been very militant about that, calling attention to that issue to their board.
As have I, I've been at every board
Read the
meeting.
research too, I know.
The research is horrific. They did a study and they increased the start times. They delayed the start times. 70% decrease in adolescent car accidents. 70%. Scores go up. I mean, everything. I'm preaching.
As parents,
if they're
we all know
wrong.
what it was like to get kids up in the morning and how to try to get them into bed at night. So we know how their schedules.
But even biologically, it's a lot deeper. So if
I
you
agree.
have any in with that, that's a huge platform that would serve our entire community well.
Thank you.
That's it, I'm going home, you're off the hook.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
I'd love to stay. You just don't want me to.
Good evening, Rich.
Rich O'Brien, 11 Hudson Avenue Heights. A couple of quick things. I'm thrilled to be here on behalf of Spotswood Recreation. So I want to talk about 2 upcoming events that kind of bookend our summer season. The first one is our summer kickoff event, Woodstock 2016. We're in the planning stages for that. That's going to be a classic car show and concert again on Saturday, June 4th. No admission fees, no charge to the residents. And that'll be here at the high school. We actually bring in sponsorship revenue to offset the budget impact of that, so it ends up being a wash. and we're excited about that event. We've got 2 local bands appearing again this year. Good to Go is fronted by Mark Lesniak. A lot of us know Mark for his work in scouting. And then we have Dave Mooney and the Aztec Gypsy. And Dave is a resident and an alumni of Spotswood High School. So we hope you'll be able to join us on Saturday, June 4th at the high school from 2 to 5.
Rich, are you doing the wrestling? Are they doing the wrestling at all?
We are in discussion with Coach Dan about revitalizing wrestling
Okay.
as a recreational program. And then on the back end of the summer, and talking about fitness, we do our annual 5K race,
Yes.
and that'll be Saturday, September 10th, again, starting at Spotswood High School. But this year, a little innovation, we're going to make it a 5K race and walk. We're hoping to expand the event by getting more walkers to participate. Last year, some of the folks who walked said, you know, if we do it a little bit differently from the logistical point of view, we'll attract more walkers. So we're looking to do that this year. So that'll be Saturday, September 10th. And that usually kicks off about 8 in the morning, 8 to 9. The whole thing's over by about 10:30. From the revenue, from the racing fees, we end up actually with a profit. And Dawn and Joe have been kind enough to work with us. We find a local initiative. The last couple of years, it's been sports teams at the high school. And the proceeds, the profits from the race go to benefit in terms of keeping it in the community. So again, no budget impact there, and we actually end up doing some good with it. So I hope we'll see you there at that. And our last thing is our two of our more popular programs are underway right now, flag football and T-ball. And one is on Saturdays, T-ball, and flag football's on Sundays. And we've got over 200 children participating.
Wow.
So we're excited about that. And as always, thank you for your support, and thank you for passing the $51,000 in the budget. We'll make sure we spend it well.
Rich,
Thank you.
Thank you
You
for all
always
you
do.
do. You do lots of great things. Thank you. Donna, Rich, thank you. Anyone else tonight? Hello, Cheryl.
I'll be quick.
Okay.
2 items. There were too large trucks there on the roadways. Every time you tune in for traffic and weather, a truck is on the road. It's not supposed to be there. No commercial trucks. They make turns. They tear down the stop signs. They tear down the traffic lights. I know that when Governor Corzine was leaving office, he had said that that he was allowing large trucks on the road. But I think that they are causing too much damage. And then when you see traffic lights down and stop signs down, the municipality has to pay
Well, not
for.
if we catch them.
Oh,
And we usually do, but it
Okay.
doesn't happen very often here. We do have overweight trucks that we're trying. We have a problem with
Yeah.
that the administration is working on and
Yeah.
the police department.
Yeah, so, because I noticed the trucks, like, I've never seen such large trucks on the roads, and we're an old town. The roads are narrow, and they're trying to make a turn, and they just can't do it. It just can't be done. And the second item that Marge brought up about being active so that you're not obese and that you're in good health, it would be very helpful if the White House no longer had any unaccompanied children coming in from the,
We got to just keep it local.
yes.
No national statements.
Yeah, so
We all
that
we all see the news.
there's too much disease coming into the country. So
Thank you,
I'll be
Cheryl.
quick.
Okay.
In this courtroom today, we had strep throat, we had shingles, and probably assorted viruses, so it's
And
not limited
Zika
to-
virus is making the headline.
Yes,
And
it
they
is.
say, don't travel to these countries. Well, if you travel to the country, stay there, don't bring it back.
I know we have our share of mosquitoes, and it worries me. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Anyone else before we close the public portion?
Make a motion to close public portion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming out. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Kurt, just before we adjourn, I would like us to get an ad in this Journal for the 200 Club from the dais, if we could all contribute for a quarter-page ad because of Annelle passing.
sure.
They're going to honor her. So I want us to commit to doing that, okay?
We have a motion in a second, I
The
think.
200 Club.
All in favor?
I have an announcement if I
Oh,
could.
excuse me 1 second.
I just want to make an announcement. We have the free rabies clinic on April 30th from 1 to 4 here at the municipal building. Anyone that has pets that needs a rabies shot updated, you're welcome to come. Second of all, I got a call from the police today, and they are having a drop-off, drug drop-off on April 30th from 10 to 2 p.m., 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here in the courtroom. So I'd like you all to know about that.
10 to 2 p.m.?
10
Any
a.m.
of
to
your
2 p.m.
unused
And the
medications.
rabies clinic is from 1 to 4.
Thank you, Pat. I'm sorry we didn't get that in earlier. Okay, thank you all. All in favor? Aye.
Dawn,
Motion to adjourn.
Nikki, what do
We
you want
did
to
that.
do? Quarter page?
She said she didn't hear it.
$100.
Okay,
Can we do it from-
all in favor?
Aye.